In this video, you will learn the remaining 3 of 4 ways Generation Z will be different than any other generation. On the heels of the Millennials, Generation Z has begun inching their way into the workplace. Here is what you can expect from the emerging workforce. Number 2, Generation Z will be more diverse. In the past, all of the world's innovations were designed to impact our physical world. Many of these innovations, the wheel, printing press, steam engine, car, etc., caused linear, not exponential, and gradual change. But today's innovations, the internet, Facebook, Uber, Amazon, Pokemon Go, Netflix, etc., are impacting the physical and digital worlds. Connectivity and the cloud have enabled exponential and accelerated change. Generation Z is becoming more behaviorally and culturally diverse thanks to today's exponential times. Today there are countless platforms and channels where Generation Z can connect, consume, and contribute. News, trends, products, and services all have the exponential power to reach and reshape generations. For example, Generation Z won't remember a day where you can't speak to a smart object, order a product, have it delivered to your front door within an hour via a drone. That will fundamentally change how Generation Z expects products and services to be delivered to them. Exponential Times enabled Pokemon Go, which was the location-based augmented reality mobile game, to become the most downloaded game in its first month with 130 million downloads. And it was the fastest mobile game to earn $600 million in revenue, and it took only 90 days. Because of the game's success, Generation Z will expect, or at least be more open to, using more augmented and virtual reality experiences moving forward. Generation Z will be more diverse in their thinking, behaviors, and culturally. If the Millennials have you scratching your head, prepare yourself for a full mind blow as Generation Z brings in even more diversity, even more change. Number 3, Generation Z will be more global. The Millennial generation is the most global to date and have more in common with their international peers than previous generations. Millennials were considered the first global generation, but as more of the world comes online, geographies will continue to shrink. Generation Z will become more global in their thinking, interactions, and relatability. In fact, 58% of adults worldwide ages 35 and above agree that kids today have more in common with their global peers than they do with adults in their own country. An 18-year-old in the United States is likely to have more in common with an 18-year-old in India than a 65-year-old that lives in their own country and down the street from them. Generation Z has been able to turn on Xbox One, put on a headset, and communicate with their peers halfway around the world in real time while they game. Connectivity has reframed for Generation Z how effortless it is to communicate and collaborate across the globe. Generation Z will be a boundaryless generation. Number 4, Generation Z will influence your behavior. Like no other generation before them, Millennials and Generation Z have actively tried to assimilate previous generations into their culture. As an adult, have you texted someone an emoji, taken a selfie, or downloaded Snapchat? Many actions that were once considered childish are now mainstays in culture. Never before have we seen these behaviors rippling up the generations like we are today. Previous generations are assimilating the behaviors of the emerging generations for 2 primary reasons. Number 1, transparency. The internet and social media has allowed people to experience what's important and top of mind for the emerging generations instead of it being locked in a diary. And number 2, self-preservation. To remain relevant and functional in a high-tech world, previous generations are looking to their emerging generations for cues on how to use and leverage technology. Humanity has always looked to its youth for innovation, but today it's happening faster and more frequent than ever before. Generation Z will influence how we live and how we work, and probably a lot sooner than you and I think. Thanks for watching. I hope this content was insightful and useful. As a top-ranked Millennial and Generation Z speaker and an Inc.com columnist, I help organizations lead, engage, and sell to the emerging generations, as well as helping them leverage today's workplace trends. If you'd like to have me speak to your organization or at your association, click the link in the description to begin that conversation. Also, if you'd like to learn more strategies and insights like the ones shared in this video, click the link in the description to grab your copy of my latest book, The Millennial Manual, the complete how-to guide to manage, develop, and engage millennials at work. And lastly, click subscribe to ensure you don't miss any future videos. Thanks again, and bye for now.